Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. I am Nikhil Kumar. Today we will be diving into the concepts of Ansible playbooks and variable and how we can use them to automate our infrastructure. If you ever found yourself manually setting up multiple servers, this is the solution for you. In this video, I am going to break down the basics of Ansible playbooks and variable, and we will see them in the action as we configure a web server. We will jump right into the demo soon, so stick around. Let's get started with a quick overview of what Ansible Playbook are. So what exactly is an Ansible Playbook? Think of it like a set of instructions written in YAML that automates the tasks like installing or configuring web servers. The best part is it's a super easy to understand and read. These are the three key components. Host. This defines where the playbook will run, like which server will be configured. Task. These are the individual steps the playbook will execute, such as installing a web server or starting a service. Modules. Think of these as reusable code blocks that perform specific tasks like installing softwares or managing services. Let's not just talk about it, let's see a playbook in action. So let's get started with our first demo. We will create a simple Ansible playbook that install a web server, creates a web page, and start the web server services. This will give you an idea of how playbook work in action. So here I already spinned up one EC2 instance with RHEL 9.4. And I have also installed the Ansible in this particular instance. Before start writing playbook, let me show you a quick trick. One of the best ways to understand which module to use in Ansible is by using the Ansible doc command. This tool provides a detailed documentation for each and every module available in the Ansible. For instance, if I want to see the details for the package module, which will be used to install the software, so we can use the command called Ansible doc and the module name that is a package, and it will give us a complete documentation of that particular module. What is the use of this particular module? What are the option? What are the mandatory option? And if we want to see the example of this, so we can see it also specify the example. Here you can see all the parameters like the state and the name of the package. So this will give you a brief overview of about the Ansible modules. And if we want to see the list of it, so we can just simply run the Ansible -doc with the Ansible -l option. It will give a list of complete set of modules available in the Ansible. So we just need to see through it. We can find out any of the module, and we want to see the documentation. We just need to run the Ansible -doc along with the package or the module name. So right now, if I run the yum Ansible-doc with the yum, so it will give you a complete documentation about that particular module along with the example. So let's start writing our playbook. I am going to call this playbook a set web server.yml. Web server YAML. So first we need to start our playbook with the host keyword. So in that we need to specify host, and right now we are just running this particular playbook on the local host. We are going to place it local host here. Now we need to write a keyword called task. Below that we will specify our all tasks which we need to perform on the target host. Before start writing a Ansible playbook, let's break down the playbook step by step. So first we will be installing a web server using the package called HTTPD, that is Apache web server. Second, we will be creating a web page. Basically, we will create a static web page. And third, we'll be starting a service. Okay, so we will going to create a 3 tasks. So first, we need to create a task to install a web server package. So for that, we need to specify the name of that particular task. So the name should be like install web server, and the module should be package. So we should always use the ansible.builtin.package. So we can get those information from here as well. If we go and check the example, we can see this is the complete FQCN we can use here in our playbook. So we just need to place it here below the name. It should be like indented properly, otherwise our playbook will not work properly. And then we need to give some 2 or 4 indentation and give the name of the package, that is HTTPD, and the state should be installed. So, okay, and installed. Right now we just need to present it, and for the if we check the documentation again, so it should be present. So state should be present. Present means it will install the package. So here we need to update present. Then we need to create another task to create a web page. So we will be creating a create web page. For that we have another module called copy. So we will be using the Ansible.builtin modules, that is a copy module. And then for that we need to provide a parameters. For that we are going to use a static page. So I'm going to create a content using the playbook only. So we can put a string some here like web page from Ansible playbook, and destination should be default document root, that is var www/html and the file name. Once this is done, we need to start the service. Start service web server, web server. And for that as well, we are going to use one module called service, that is an Ansible built-in module. So for that, we have a parameter called name, that is a package name or service name, and we need to specify the state, that is started, and we should enable it on the every reboot enabled equal to yes. And if we want to check the documentation for that, just to clarify, so we just need to run this Ansible doc along with the service module name. And if we directly jump onto the example, we can see that is started. Okay, and if we put enable equal to yes, so it will enable it on the every reboot. So just verify our playbook. So it's all good. We have created all the tasks here. We just need to run this one, Ansible playbook along with the playbook name. And first let's check the syntax of this. So for that we have an option called hyphen syntax check. So this particular command will check the syntax. If you see the output like this, that means our playbook is not having any syntax issue. So let's go ahead and run it using the Ansible playbook again without the syntax check. As you can see, Ansible is running each task in sequence. Once done, our Apache server will be installed, running and serving our custom web page. So right now it is installing the web server. So it installed the web server, it created a web page and it started the service. And if we see here, file got created, and if we check the content of it, so it's web page from the Ansible playbook. So if we are going to see it on the browser, let's run this. So our web page is serving as expected, and its content is showing like web page from Ansible playbook. And just like that, with a few lines of code, you have configured a web server. Let's make this even more flexible by adding variables. Let's talk about variables. These are the key to making your playbook reusable and adaptable for different environments. Rather than hard coding values, we can define variables that can change based on the environments. For example, instead of hard coding the web server name, we will define a variable like this. So underscore page and the HTTPD, the package name. You can store this variable in the different places like inside the playbook, in an inventory file, or even pass them through the command line. Now let me show you how this works with a quick demo. So let's take a same playbook. So we will be using the same playbook and we will use a variable to make it more dynamic. Okay. So right now we are using the hard-coded package name and the content and the document root path as well. So let's make it more dynamic. So we will be using for defining a variables in the playbook, we need to use a keyword called vars. Below that, we need to define our variables. So for that, web underscore package, that is HTTPD. So we will pass the content from here as well. Web content, that is web page from variable playbook. Okay, and the default, let's keep it document root. So that is where www/html. And if we want to use these particular variables in our playbook or task, so we need to call it using double quote with a curly braces, double curly braces, and we need to use the variable name here like this, closing the curly braces and the double quotes. In the similar way, we need to use the content here. So our variable name is web underscore content, and here we need to use the document root variable, and that's all. And here we can also update it because the service name is also same. So we can use the web underscore package variable here. So our playbook is ready. Let's run the playbook with variables now. You will notice it will behave exactly like before, but it's much more flexible now. So let's run the playbook again with the set playbook name. As you can see, this is some issue we are getting at line number 1 of our playbook. Okay, and it's showing at line number 19, not 1, it's at line number 19. So let's check this thing out. So here I missed to use the double quotes closing. Okay, so as you can see, it only changed this particular task because we have updated the variable with some another content, but the package is already there and it also start service is already started. Okay, and if we check the content of this, so content also got updated here. So let's check on the browser. So at the browser as well, it got updated. Everything run as expected, but now imagine how useful this becomes when you need to use the same playbooks across multiple environments like development, staging, and production, where only the variables will change. That's it for a demo. We created a basic Ansible playbook, introduced variable to make it more flexible, and explored how to use key Ansible modules. I hope this helped you to get a better understanding of automatic tasks with Ansibles. Before we finish, here are some quick tasks for you to try. Create a playbook to configure a Nginx web server in a similar way. Don't forget to use variables for flexibility. Let me know how it goes in the comment section. Thanks for watching. If this is helpful, please like, share, and subscribe for more content on DevOps, MLOps, and automation. See you in the next video. Thank you. Have a nice day.